Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah. In this video here, we're going to be speaking about how much vocabulary do you actually need to know as a second language learner. So when you're learning a second language, one of the big questions is how much vocabulary do I need to learn till I'll be able to just speak the language, if you will, or till I'll be able to just pick up a book and understand it. Because most people, they realize when you're learning a second language that there's only so much grammar you can learn. After a certain amount of grammar and syntax and morphology, the only thing that you're really missing is vocabulary, right? You just need to learn more vocabulary to be able to express yourself better, to be able to understand things better. But what's the cap? What's the aim? How much am I trying to learn? And how should I go about learning it? Now, in this video, I'm going to be addressing specifically how much vocabulary do you need to learn. In another video that I have talking about vocabulary, I explain different principles that will help you in learning vocabulary, and I also cover different learning strategies for vocabulary. But in this video, I'm just talking about how much vocabulary do you need to know to be able to use the language in a comfortable fashion, whether it be Arabic, Persian, French, whatever the language you may be learning. So according to Paul Nation, who was really the expert, or was the expert in this field, which was the field of vocabulary acquisition and so on and so forth, an educated native speaker knows around 20,000 word families. Now, word families is more than just a word, if you will. Word families is a word plus all of its different forms. So for example, I have the word help. Okay, the word help is part of a word family that compromises words like helpful, helpless, unhelpful, helper, helping. All these different words are all part of the word family of help. So an educated native speaker knows about 20,000 word families. That's actually more than just 20,000 words. That's help plus all of its additives, if you will. So it's maybe around like maybe the double of that, maybe 40,000 actual words, but that can be summed up as just 20,000 word families, 20,000 word families. That's a lot of words, okay? Generally adding an average of 1,000 word families per year to their vocabulary. So this is according to Paul Nation in his famous book that was written in 2001. So an actual native speaker knows around 20,000 word families. So for us learning second languages, if we want to get anywhere near native-like fluency, we need around 20,000 word families. That's a whole lot of word to learn. That's a whole lot of words to learn. So do you actually need that many words to be able to actually use a language efficiently? No. And that's what I'm going to explain here. So Paul Nation, sorry, he pretty much went into more details concerning this question, and he really wrote an entire book on this concept of learning vocabulary. And pretty much to better understand, to better answer the question of how much vocabulary you need to know to be able to use a language efficiently, he says that to better answer this question, Nation identifies 4 different word groups. So words in any language can be pretty much grouped into one of these 4 groups. They can be grouped in one of these 4 categories. In any single word we have, in any single language, we have high frequency words. High frequency words are the words that you're always using. So words like in, on, car, house, go, went. These are high frequency words, okay? Then you have academic words. Academic words are words that deal with a specific academic field. So words like syntax, which has to do with the field of, linguistics. Words like sociology, psychology, right? Psychosis. These types of words that are only used in specific academic fields, okay? Then we also have technical words. Technical words are words that have to do with some type of, technique, if you will, or something along those lines. Like a word like RAM. RAM, is the short-term processing memory of a computer. So it's a very technical term that has to do with specific type of people that deal with, a specific field of technicians and so on and so forth. So words that have to do with maybe like plumbing, construction, and computers and things like that. So they're technical terms or technical words. They also have low frequency words. These are words that we don't usually use that often. So words like catalysts and other words like that, people don't usually hear often, right? So any single language is made up of these 4 different types of word groups. So we have words that are part of high frequency words, we have words that are academic words, we have words that are technical words, and we have words that are low frequency words. So what I'm trying to say here, and what Paul Nation was trying to explain here, is that as a second language learner, you don't need to learn what RAM means, or how to say RAM in another language, even if there's a way, or how to say catalyst in another language, because those are low frequency words, or they're words that deal with a specific, technical field. But high frequency words are words that you're using every single day. So those are the words that you should make sure that you learn. So pretty much according to Paul Nation, he says that based on his research, if learners learn the 2,000 most frequent words in a language, that makes up high frequency words. So we're talking about 2,000 words that make up the high frequency word group. So this word group here, not 2,000 words that deal with academic or for academic field or technical field or low frequency words, because that would take forever. But this is talking about words that are the most commonly used words. So if someone learns the 2,000 most frequent words that make up high frequency words, they'll be able to understand, according to his research, about 90% of conversations. So if you just learn 2,000 of the most frequent words that make up the high frequency words in a language, you'll be able to understand about 90% of any conversation that someone has in that language. You'll be able to understand, according to his research, about 87 of fiction. So any fictional, any books, any novels, romance novels and science fiction novels that you come across, if you learn these 2,000 words, you'll be able to understand about 87%. This is fairly big, but that other like 10% can be, a huge amount. Then, or 20%. Then you'll understand also about 80% of newspapers that you come across, and you'll understand about 73% of academic text. And to fill in those gaps, or to fill in the other 10% of conversations, that's when you're going to have to learn maybe some academic words, some technical words, some low frequency words, right? Same thing for fiction. You're going to have to maybe learn certain words that have to do with, academic or low frequency words that come in that fictional novel that you're reading or listening to. Same thing with newspapers. And of course, academic texts, you have to learn those terms that come in that specific academic field. And we always do this when we go to university. When we're going to university and we specify a specific field, we always have to be learning new words that deal with that specific academic field that we didn't know when we were in high school, for example. So after these initial 2,000 words, a learner will need to specify which vocabulary in academic fields or technical fields they would like to learn. So if you're going to be using a language, for us, for example, or at least most of us that are watching this, I would guess, are learning Arabic for a religious reason. So for us, after we learn the 2,000 most frequent words, we should specify in learning words that deal with the academic fields of Islam. So words that come in tafsir, words that come in aqidah, words that come in books of fiqh, and the list goes on. Okay, but we shouldn't be going and learning words about how to talk about linguistics in Arabic, how to talk about politics in Arabic, how to talk about geography in Arabic, because those are not fields that we're ever going to be using the Arabic language in, at least for most of us. But if you're planning on, I don't know why, for whatever reason, to be teaching Arabic, to be teaching economics in Arabic, or to be talking about economics in Arabic, then you need to learn, after you learn those initial 2,000 words, you should specify in learning words that deal with economics in Arabic language or in Persian or in French or whatever language you may be learning. Same thing with the technical fields. And then after that, you need to be constantly learning new low frequency words, which we do in any language. Even in English, we're always learning new words. So for example, maybe a lot of us watching this, they don't know what word catalyst means. So catalyst, then we can go to the dictionary and learn that new low frequency word to, expand and to seem smarter in our English speaking. So that is pretty much what you need to be focusing on when you're learning vocabulary. You should make sure that you learn the 2,000 most frequent words in that language. And there are a lot of books in most languages out there that people usually learn. There are books that specify that. So for example, in Arabic, there's a book that I'm going to put in the description below that tells you what are the 2,000 most frequent words in Arabic. You learn those 2,000 words, then you specify in whatever field you want, whether it be in Islam or whatever other reason you may be learning any language, it would be Arabic, something else. Okay. And after that, you just keep on learning new vocabulary as you read or as you speak Arabic or French or whatever language it may be. So pretty much in conclusion, according to Hasenberg and Halston, in an Amsterdam study in 1996, if someone wants to be able to use an L2, so a second language, L2 means the second language, in a variety of contexts, then 10,000 word families is a good target as a wide vocabulary. So pretty much, according to their studies, if someone learns 10,000 word families, then that person should be able to use that language in most scenarios that he's going to find or she's going to find herself in. So after you learn the 2,000 most frequent words in that language, your next target should be about 10,000 word families in that language that you're learning, covering academic fields, technical fields, and low frequency words. If you get around 2,000 word families, then you're really you really have a good understanding of that language and a good mastery of the language and a good mastery of the vocabulary that you're going to need to use when you speak in that language. So I hope this video answered the question of how many vocabulary words you need to learn when you're learning a second language. Thank you for listening.